Hey guys, it's Eric. In today's review, I'm going to be covering the hybrid stealth belt. Stay tuned. So most of you are probably familiar or at least heard of the name stealth belt. Stealth belt actually makes a couple of different types of belts, and one of them that I'm going to be showing to you is geared towards more of the extreme sports, contact sport enthusiast. So in a lot of ways, the hybrid stealth belt shares quite a few similarities to the Stealth Belt Pro. Now, if you didn't catch my review on the Stealth Belt Pro, I do have a video for that. But essentially what it is it allows you to wear your bag sideways, and it offers you a better level of support compared to something, let's say, like an Ostomy wrap. Now, the difference between the hybrid and the Pro is the fact that the hybrid has this neoprene layer on the front of it, which makes it more ideal to support you when you're doing a lot of extreme sports, like a lot of moving around. And it also offers a level of protection that some of the other stealth belts don't offer. So I'll give you a quick tour about the product, and then I'll explain how it works. So much like the Stealth Belt Pro, it shares a very similar design. You have this Velcro fastener along the back that allows you to adjust the belt. You also have a double closure there to keep it secure. This is really important if you're doing a lot of sports, because sometimes if you just have a single closure, what happens is if you were to hit it sideways, or if something were to swipe you, that may actually loosen the belt enough that it'll come off. With this kind of system here, there's no way of that happening. Now, the belt is actually made of the same nylon and lycra blend of materials, so it's still going to be very comfortable. It's still going to be stretchy all around, but it has this neoprene layer there that's a little stiffer. It does make things a little warmer compared to the other stealth belt, but again, it offers a level of protection that you just can't get with the other one. Another difference between this belt and the Stealth Belt Pro is the fact that the zipper is no longer at the bottom, but across the front. Now, that's to help accommodate the neoprene and how you would open it. And I honestly don't find that it makes things any more difficult to empty your bag, for example, or to put the belt on. It's just a different way of opening it. And I actually like this way, probably not as much as the zipper on the bottom, but it does the trick. So like other Stealth Belt products, the hybrid is going to be custom made to suit your specific size, waist size, and also your appliance. Now, because of that, when you go and measure and provide the size for your flange, if you're the type of person that switches between two-piece systems and one-piece systems, you may not be able to use one or the other because the size difference is going to be too great. So as an example, I like to switch between one and two-piece systems on occasion, not very often, but on occasion. And I find that if I've measured this out to fit my two-piece appliance, then when I wear a one-piece, which generally tends to be bigger, it's not going to fit right on this. So I wouldn't recommend doing that. They have another belt that's more just general size and it'll fit everything. Now, having said that, you can order the flange size that's bigger than this, although I would probably recommend against that. And the reason is because the way this fits around your flange gives it a really nice seal. It fits perfectly, and because of that perfection, it offers you really great support. Now, if the hole is bigger than what your appliance actually needs, then that support really isn't there. There's more of a tendency for it to slide around a little bit, so that might get on your nerves. But having said that, it will still work, it will do the job pretty well. So I'm going to show you how the belt goes on. It's pretty straightforward, very similar to how the Stealth Belt Pro goes on. So what I tend to do is, once I have my bag sideways, I will place the belt just over my hip and then just lightly fasten it, just loose enough that I can adjust it later on. From there, I'm going to feed the bag through the hole in the back of the product, and I'll use my other hand basically to make sure that everything is flat, smoothen things out. What I usually tend to do is I'll grab the outlet and just tug it a little bit to the side, and that will really help to smoothen things out. From there, I zip it up, close it, and then I'll tighten the band just so that it's at the right tightness. Because I've usually left it loose to help adjust when I'm putting the product on, I like to keep it tighter when I'm actually wearing it day to day. Now to empty your bag, it's pretty straightforward. You basically unzip the front of the belt and you can just basically lay down your outlet in the face of the toilet and empty it that way. Now, if you happen to have a two-piece appliance that allows you to freely rotate, you can go ahead and do that. It makes things very easy. And then once you're done, you can put your bag back to the sideways position and then close up the zipper on the front, and you're pretty much good to go. Now, if you need to burp your bag and you have a two-piece system, you can very easily do that through the back. I've really run into no challenges, although I find that certain appliances burp better than others. So for me, I find that Hollister is super easy because the coupling that they use has a softer, more flexible type of plastic, whereas something like the Coloplast, any of the Click series, so that's the Sensora Clicks, Sensora Mio Clicks, those products there tend to have a stiffer plastic, and it's not very easy to burp your bag when you have that. So I've used this belt like 24 hours a day. The only time that I would really take this off is if I was showering or if I needed to wash it. Very comfortable. I find that the support that it gives actually makes life a little bit easier as far as reducing leaks and extending wear time. For me, I find that most of my leaks come from things like ballooning or when my bag is tugging on the appliance and the wafer, and it basically loosens the wafer enough to cause a leak. This eliminates that problem because it offers that gentle pressure that really keeps things secure enough that that doesn't happen. Now, I will say that if you have a filter on your appliance, anytime you're going to wear your bag sideways, the chances of that filter clogging is going to go up. So for me, it's usually 50-50 with this. Sometimes I get more ballooning, sometimes I get no ballooning at all. A lot of that has to do with the appliance that I'm wearing. I find that certain brands just clog up really fast, while other brands don't tend to clog up nearly as quickly. So that may depend on really what you're wearing. But overall, it doesn't really cause any problems like that. Now, I would say if you have a high output stoma, this probably isn't going to be the best option for you. I wouldn't recommend actually wearing your bag sideways if you have a very high output stoma. It just adds that much more complexity to the whole thing, and chances are you're not going to have a very good time with that. Although it's not to say it can't be done. It's just going to be a little more awkward, a little more inconvenient to have to constantly empty your bag when you're wearing your bag sideways and in an appliance like this. So overall, I love the hybrid stealth belt. I think it's definitely something to consider if you're doing a lot of sports. I find that because of the protection on there, even things like wearing a seatbelt becomes a non-issue anymore. I don't have to wear a seatbelt guard or anything like that. Now, it's not going to offer you the same level of protection as a hard stoma guard. So if, for example, there's a lot of sharp objects near you that are, probably going to hit your stoma or something like that, then I would probably consider going with a hard stoma guard instead. But, the owner of Stealth Belt, he does taekwondo, I think it is, or karate, and he wears this particular appliance when he's doing that. So, that's got to say something. Overall, I love this product. I hope you liked the review, guys. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and stay tuned for the next video. Take care.